Why are you here today?
I feel like if we don't protest now, then we can't complain down the line. If we lose the right to protest, so you've got to take a stand now.
I'm here, supporting the protest, defending the right to peaceful protest and for ordinary people to make their voices heard.
To protest against the proposed bill.
It's all about democracy, isn't it? This country has a real proud history of people protesting for their rights.
I think 300 pages of stuff all slashed together and rushed through is completely wrong. I think it's undemocratic.
Have you got any idea what people are doing here today?
Well, basically, I've just come from Cardiff. I don't know what's going on.
Why does your government want to push this bill through? What is it about this bill?
I mean, it gives us everything we want, really, shuts up the plebs. I mean, the electorate. A chap can't even take a bird on holiday without getting caught up in trouble for charging it on the company account.
I think it's a pretty unpleasant piece of legislation all told, to be honest. Allowing the police far greater powers to clamp down on peaceful protest, I think, is a very draconian law that needs to be opposed. Over the coming couple of years, I think a lot more people will find themselves on the wrong side of this legislation.
I'm most concerned about the very vague terms.
I don't like the fact that it's against travelling people either, that it's against encampments. I mean, it's just not respecting different cultures.
Do you have any idea what Kill the Bill is?
Nah, what's Kill the Bill?
The Tarantino film, Kill the Bill?
Oh, that's a big film. Yeah, I've seen them all.
People are protesting here about a policing bill. Have you heard anything about it at all?
Explain it to me, because I want to know.
It's literally one about... No, yeah.
Oh, they're trying to control us, man. They're trying to control us, bro. Yeah, they are. And you know what? I fuck with this. I'm not going to lie. I do.
The government have said that the bill is coming in sort of in a response to Extinction Rebellion protests last April.
Which was a peaceful protest.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, climate change is the most important issue facing all of us. Everything, all the rights we have come from people protesting.
The government has rather liked limiting people's freedom over the last year. COVID has been the reason, but they seem to have got into the habit and want to extend those limits.
Who's more to blame, the government or the police?
The government, definitely. As much as the police are a problem, it's the government who are issuing this bill, and they need to hear it from us before the police do.
I think the police in Bristol on the whole are really reasonable. We've got daughters, we have daughters, and I feel confident in saying to them, talk to the police. So it's the government, certainly not the police.
Especially with the whole Sarah Everard sexual assaults have been coming forward, and the fact that now you could be put in jail for detoppling a statue for longer than possibly raping someone, it just angers you a lot.
So are you more angry with the police or the government?
I don't like the institution of the police, but personally, I think the problem's the government.
Who do you think's more to blame today, the government or the police?
Both. I hate them both.
What's your opinion of the government in a couple of words?
Ball sacks.
It was police provocation that led to the violence really on every occasion. I think that's why the police did it. They wanted the headlines that they've got.
Shame on you! Shame on Marvin Rees! Shame on Labour! Police brutality, yeah? So that's my opinion, and that's why I yell at them. And look at the police come out and have a go at me.
Priti Patel, one word.
Oh, awful.
Marvin Rees described these protests as politically illiterate. How does that make you feel?
To be honest, I do kind of get where he's coming from to an extent. There's not necessarily a political agenda they're pushing forward here. Obviously it's stop the bill, but it's a bit incoherent. But at the same time, I think it's better to do something rather than nothing.
I think if you spoke to Marvin Rees privately, you'd probably have a different opinion, because he knows about the history of Bristol. He knows about the riots at St. Paul's, based around issues of racism. He knows all that stuff. But he's a mayor. He can't say any of that.
Been very, very disappointed in what Marvin's had to say. I think he's been incredibly one-sided in the condemnation of protesters.
Do you think violent protests are ever justified?
I'd say definitely, but I think what happened a few weeks ago was definitely the wrong time.
Protest, to be effective, usually has to involve some inconvenience to some people. Even peaceful protests walking down Whitehall will inconvenience some people.
Do you think there's ever a moment in which violence is justified?
I think, in the sense of defending yourselves, yes. I'm not in favour of protesters sitting there and getting the shit kicked out of them. I was trying to look for another word, sorry.
Do you feel scared coming today at all?
Oh, good Lord, no. No.
Especially as a woman, I'm definitely a lot scared to be in crowds and stuff, but especially right now with the violence that has been at the hands of the police and is increasing every time, I'm definitely going to be leaving before dark just in case.
Were you scared coming out today?
Not at all, no. I've been on many, many marches. I'm scared when I go to London. The Metropolitan Police, vicious. So they caught one fascist. How many do you reckon are in there already? My opinion.
And we're not going to be chased off by police batons and horses and dogs.
Do you think Labour is currently doing enough?
I think Labour Party should be on the side of social change. So, in my personal opinion, no, I don't think they're doing enough. Even as a Labour Party member.
Well, you know, I think the Labour Party under Starmer are moving back to become a second 11 of big business, waiting in the wings for the Tories to fail, but not offering any opposition to them.
Starmer, one word.
State agent, state-sponsored agent. There you go, 3 words.
Labour Party, one word.
Failing us these days. Look at this. We shouldn't be doing this. No. Starmer's supposed to be opposition. Yeah. It's all one state these days, one government.
Are the Parliamentary Labour Party doing enough?
I think overall, I mean, I'm very pleased that the Labour Party voted against this bill and will continue to do so. Okay. Yeah, and there are some incredible Labour MPs who are speaking up. So.
Finally, one word on Bristol. Are you proud today?
Oh yeah, Bristol's a beautiful place. It's funny, it's like a little island of alternative thinking.
Your thoughts on the protest today?
He's a fucking coward. He should stop all this. He should stop this with the Black Lives Matter.
Would you care to elaborate on that at all?
He's a coward, and the coppers are cowards. Good enough.
Newsauce, signing off.
Perfect. Thanks very much.
You're very welcome. Elbows. Let's not give him a reason.